Yes, sir.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the open pit. I'm your man, Mr. C with the most. Getting ready to take y'all around the coast. Welcome to the show. Returning for the second week, Kurt, aka Kurt Murder.
Yo, what's up, fellas? How everybody doing?
Yeah.
We got Ronnie, aka Not for the Money. What up, Ronnie? We got Dean, aka D Webb, in this house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up? Yeah, man.
And last but not least, we got Andre from the bed.
West Coast.
What's up?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh man. Welcome to this Super Sunday weekend. We got 2 games on the agenda. Before we get started, we're gonna go over last week's records. Kurt Murder 3-1, Ed Lover 3-1, Mr. Wonderful 3-1, Jazz went 2-2, I went 2-2. We all lost that Buffalo KC game.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a major upset. You know, I didn't see that one going down.
Yeah.
What y'all think about that? I'm gonna get it started. Dre, I'm gonna start you off with that. What you think about that game last week, Buffalo?
I agree. I see how y'all. If I would have been on last week, I'd have picked Buffalo too. I thought they were gonna put it to KC when they finally got him in Buffalo, but I forgot about number 15. Can't bet against him. Even this weekend, that dude, man, he just find a way to win. But yeah, I had Buffalo winning that game last week too. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yep.
Not for the money. What you feel about it?
He on mute.
Not for the money. You there? I guess he's having a little issue.
He's freezing up.
Yeah, he's freezing up. I'm gonna go on over and slide over to Kurt Murray. Kurt Murray, what you think about it?
Man, was that a game right there, man? That was an outstanding game, man. And just like Dre from the Bay said, man, I did count Kansas City out, man. I thought those receivers was gonna fail. Patrick Mahomes wasn't gonna give him a shot. One thing about that, man, Kansas City offensive line played amazing. I don't even think Buffalo sacked them one time, right?
Right.
I will say this: Buffalo took their foot off the pedal, right? Slowing that pace of that game down, going down the stretch and settling for that field goal. That's a mistake you can't make against Kansas City. You got to try to get in that. You got to try to get in that end zone. You got to punch them in their mouth, right? So then we see what happens, right? Missed field goal, and you left it up to a kicker.
Fake punt.
Right? Fake punt.
Fake punt on the other side of the field. That was crazy.
Yep. I did not expect that. I thought Buffalo was going to be our next opponent.
Got you. Not for the money. Can you hear us? Not for the money. Mic check. We're gonna slide on to D Webb. D Webb, what's your thoughts on that?
Man, what's happening? I wish I'd have been on here last week, man. I thought Buffalo was a hot team. That's the only reason I would have picked them normally. And plus, Pat Mahomes' first road game, right? In the playoffs, they've usually been home games.
Mm-hmm.
So, you try to find little things. So I'm thinking that, but I'm not a fan of Josh Allen or Buffalo like that. But I thought they was a hot hand. So that's the only reason I would have picked them.
Yeah, see, I went with Buffalo myself because I thought they was at home. Stephon Diggs was overdue for a good game. He ain't had a good game in about 2-3 months. It seemed like, Right. Number one receiver, he ain't catching no passes. The running game was doing what they were supposed to be doing. Josh Allen did what he was supposed to be doing. They banged up on defense, but next man up. So, but Kansas City with no receivers, but that running game and number 15, like y'all say, he came and showed out.
Yeah,
in Buffalo.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of that Taylor Swift stuff. I'm about ready for that to end.
Oh, man, thank God. I'm glad somebody said it. Jeez.
What's crazy about that, though, real quick, is that Simone Biles, her husband played against the Niners. She be at every game, but you will never see not one shot of her. And she's basically the greatest gymnast that ever lived.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you never see nothing. Because she
Right.
supports dude every game.
Right.
And they never show her. And maybe that's her thing. She ain't trying to be seen. But it just always trips me out like, wait a minute. Simone husband playing too, and you never show her. And she got, now Taylor's the, probably the top entertainer, but Simone's the top gymnast ever. So
Right.
anyway.
Yeah. She's top just like her in her perspective,
exactly.
career. I mean, yeah.
Give her some love.
They showed it last year once. That was it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But yeah, that was it. That's one time. Not for money. Are you back? Can you hear us? I think he can. I think he's having a little issues. But on to the next game. Baltimore, Houston game. Baltimore showed out. What's your thoughts on that? Kurt Murder, I'm gonna start with you. That's your team.
Yo, man, I figured it was gonna be like that, yo. You remember last week I think I said that after I think my prediction was 30-20, but then after looking at the sports book numbers and how the bets was all for the 9.5, I just knew Vegas was gonna, make that call and be like, hey, you got to put him out of there. You got to put him out of there, Baltimore. So that's what they did. I did expect them to at least win by 10. CJ Stroud is still freaking amazing, man. After that game, man, I was just like, man, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the AFC, right? The AFC South is about to go through CJ Stroud right now. Baltimore, and the reason I said that, right, we had all these dialed up simulation pressures at him. Man, we didn't sack that boy one time.
Right.
He didn't throw one interception, even though my boy Kyle Hamilton, the dog, almost got one. It was right in his hands. You know what I mean? But man, just the poise and the confidence of CJ Stroud in that pocket, being able to deliver that ball down the field, he's going to be a problem in the AFC. He's definitely going to be a problem. Yeah. But I took Baltimore. My score prediction was 30-20.
And the final score was 34-10. Y'all did your thing on that, man. No doubt. Well, what you feel about that, D-Web?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna echo what my brother said, man. I had Baltimore going all the way, so we can go ahead and put that on there now. I got them going all the way to the Super Bowl and winning. So I think you watch and you see where teams get hot. You watch and see where teams playing well. You try to find little things you can find, man. Right now the Ravens playing well on both sides of the ball. I was happy for my boy, you know what I'm saying, because he represented. But and I also like to see a team lose, but players play well. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to see. So CJ showed up and they just lost to a better team. Good learning experience for him. That's the kind of stuff I want to see, like other than like Dak Prescott. But that's a whole nother conversation, I think.
Oh man, I thought we got away from that cowboy stuff. Mr. Wonderboy in here. It's shot being fired.
I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead. Look, I told you. See, I'm just gonna go ahead and jab it in and twist it.
Put it in. Twist.
Dre from the Bay, what you feel about it, man?
Yeah, just like K Murder and D Webb said, man, I got Baltimore going all the way, except my final verdict is a little different than the rest of them. I got them losing to these Niners, but
no doubt
in a good game. Because I think too much was made of that Christmas night game, and it wasn't as a blowout as people try to make it when you actually look at it. But Baltimore is hot right now, and and unless something freaky happens tomorrow, like Mahomes just going off, I just can't see them losing tomorrow. But as far as the Texans, them guys are every down back away from being real. Because Singletary's not an every down. Singletary's a third down back. If he's your starting tailback, you need to upgrade. He's a nice player, but even in Buffalo, they were rotating him out and stuff. He's a nice change of pace back, but if they get a dog at running back that can hit the middle, and carry the workload to go along with what they have with Stroud and those, they're gonna be nice. And see, they're one of those teams. They're in a good location, and they got a coach in Ryans that a lot of brothers gonna want to play for. So I can see them getting free agents, and all the whole nine. So they're going to be good. But yeah, that game was expected. I thought they were low. They were out over their skis in that one against Baltimore. They did everything they could with Cleveland. That was a shocker in a way, because everybody had Cleveland, maybe even giving them some run. Baltimore. Everybody was like, "Oh, the Ravens don't want to play the Browns." Well, I guess well, they don't have to. So so that's where I'm at on that one. That was an expected game, but like D Webb said, I like the fact that the Texans didn't embarrass themselves, and Stroud showed what he was about, and they're gonna be a force come next year.
Right. And then imagine when they get their receiver back that they got hurt. The one that messed up his knee. He got hurt.
Tank Dell.
Yeah, Dell.
Oh, right.
He was on fire the whole season. Like y'all say, hey, Baltimore, it's hard to beat Baltimore in Baltimore. It's hard to beat Baltimore, period. But in Baltimore, nah, that ain't gonna happen. They got too much pride. They built different, I don't see them losing to KC, but we'll get into that, once we get there. I said we're going to the Super Bowl, but like you said, Dre from the Bay, I got a different outcome, like you said too. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Not for the money. Not for the money. What's going on, man? All right. Well, I think I might. He's not gonna be able to make it. Let's get to the Packers 49ers game. All right. I know somebody got something to say about this one, but I'm gonna start it off with D Webb. Let's get straight to it.
Well, it's kind of the same thing, man. I thought 49ers would win, man. Just kind of getting back to it. The reason why I'm saying Baltimore can at least play with y'all, man, because it takes a physical team. You got to be physical, especially on the D line, on O line, D line. That front seven, you got to be physical, and you got to have corners that can cover. And for me, Green Bay is just like NFC Houston for that. You know what I'm saying? They got a good nucleus. They got quarterback that you can rely on. Jordan Love showed his thing. What I like about him is he didn't start out great, but he improved. That means he's putting that work in. You know what I'm saying? And all you want is somebody's going to put that work in. So I think I never expected them to beat y'all. I didn't even think it would be, nothing like that, man. So they showed up, but I didn't expect them to win.
I give some respect to Green Bay. They played a great game, man.
Mm-hmm.
You got, coach had them boys right. Love, they came out of nowhere. They got hot at one time. Absolutely. Love was leading the league in touchdown passes until the last game of the season when Dak passed them. Brock Purdy, he can't play in the rain. He can't play with a wet football. I'm realizing that. It's a wet football. It throws him off. You know what I mean? They gave us everything they had, and luckily our defense buckled down. Brock Purdy, that last drive, took it home for us. But yeah, it had me. I switched TVs. I was upstairs. I had to go downstairs. I'm looking at the wrong damn TV. And it changed it.
What are these channels wrong?
He's like, let me look at the other TV, because this one, the aliens took over this one. This ain't the same team.
It's possessed.
Yeah,
right. That TV gets no more airplay. Don't playoffs.
Oh man.
Yeah, don't even start on it tomorrow, bro.
Right.
Start on the other TV from the gate.
Exactly. Dre for the Bay. How you feel about it, man?
It was one of those games. I was telling a friend of mine, when you have a team that's obviously better than another one, which the 49ers are a better team than Green Bay, you need there's like four things that can even up the thing or create an upset: injury, weather, apathy, or a superstar player on that other team. For example, the Ravens are better than Kansas City, but Kansas City's got Mahomes. You see what I'm saying? And so last week, two of those things happened. You had the weather, because we just said Brock can't play in the rain, and then you had injury with Debo going down on the first possession. That was huge because it's one thing for like if he wasn't going to play this Sunday, but he is. But if he was out, it would be different because they would have been practicing all week without him and designing plays without him. Last week, you designing plays for Debo, and then all of a sudden, first possession, he's gone for the rest of the game. So, but what I liked about that game was two things. I think D Webb was talking about Love. I like Love. I like the way he's improved, and he's gonna be nice. He's got to. He can't. That last pass was like, "Come on, bro, what you doing?" I said, "Thank you," but you can't make that throw. But what I liked about it from the Niners standpoint is it was a Murphy's Law game. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. You missed a field goal. You got a little luck because Brock threw a pick six that your boy dropped, and then he threw another interception that they dropped. But even though they played a C game, they won that game with their C game, and in the playoffs. Now they're not going to be able to play a C game the rest of the way. They can't play C tomorrow. They can beat Detroit with a B, but it's got to be a good B, and you got to hold them to a C. And you're gonna need A for Baltimore if that's who you're. Either Baltimore or Kansas City, you're gonna need A. But that's what I thought about it. It was a game that good teams win. When you can win, when you're not playing your best and things are going against you, a lot of teams lose those games if they're not ready. If they're not a good team. I just think this team right now, and we'll get into that. So that's where I'm at on that game.
And another thing, Dre, when he threw that interception across field and Greenlaw picked it off, I'm screaming at the TV, "Get down! Get down!"
If I could have tackled a fool from it, I was like, "Bro, what are you doing?"
To score, and he running with the ball like this. I'm like, "Come on, man!"
I'm like, "You a dude that don't carry the rock often. It's pouring rain."
Right.
I mean, the way that game's been going, all I could see, because remember, they had a fumble on that kickoff.
Right.
The boy brought it back. I'm like, and then they let this dude come in from wherever. Now, I got to give him props because he never gave up on the play. He was hustling and got that recovery, but everything was going that way. So all I could see was Greenlaw getting stripped and they recover the ball and then throw some crazy pass, get in the field goal range, and we go into overtime or something, and that was all I was like, man, go down, bro.
Yeah, I was thinking he'll fumble it and one of the speedy receivers pick it up and run to the house, game over.
Oh man,
yeah.
You wouldn't have had me on this podcast today.
I think the show been canceled this week.
I'd be in intensive care, bro. They'd be trying to resuscitate me like this brother that died watching the game.
Kurt, brother, what's your thoughts on it, man?
Man, I thought that game shaked out exactly how I said, man. Last week, I think my prediction was 27-24, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it was. I said that
24-17. 24-7. No, my fault. So that's the wrong one. I apologize, Kurt.
I think it was 27.
You had it down 27-24. You're right.
You got it right. 3-point game.
Right. So I just man, the way Jordan Love has been playing down the stretch, and what I seen in that Baltimore game is something that I think a lot of people have seen. San Francisco's secondary is soft. They're really soft. They can give you a few good plays, you know what I mean? But overall, they not sticky enough to receivers. they allow the big plays down the field.
Big plays.
So if that front four, that front seven don't get no pressure, 9 times out of 10 teams that have a good day on them. Because their secondary is just not where it should be. And I just thought the game went exactly how I expected. I said that Green Bay wasn't going to be able to stop San Fran enough. San Fran was going to be able to stop Green Bay. Was a close game. I tilt my hat to the 49ers for getting past Green Bay, because if Green Bay would have advanced, I think Green Bay and Detroit would have been a better matchup than Detroit and the Niners. Just a better matchup, as far as on paper. Not on paper, on the field. It'd have been a better game.
More entertaining.
So yeah, I'm gonna leave that there, and I'm gonna give you my predictions on the 49ers. Detroit.
Okay.
It's not actually our whole defensive backfield. It's Ambry Thomas. Every time they need to play on 3rd and long, he get a pass interference, pick on him. He's not turning. I don't know what's going on with him.
That's a fact.
Because Ward is solid at one corner.
Right.
But then, as like you were just saying, the key with them is that front seven. If they don't get the heat, then their secondary can get exposed because they don't have a shutdown corner that, and I think that's the difference between them and Baltimore. I think the 49ers front seven is better than Baltimore's, but that Hamilton dude, he different.
That's the difference maker, right?
He's different, and he just make. I was shocked he dropped that interception last week, and I was like, man, usually that dude, he don't miss, and so that's the difference between the two teams. To me, they're both physical, but Baltimore's secondary is better. 49ers front seven is better, but the problem is.
I have to interrupt you real quick. I'm not gonna let you use that blasphemy bias. I think y'all names are better. The names are better. Paper-wise, y'all should be better. But that this Baltimore defense is the only team that triple crown ever in a defense to ever triple crown in the NFL, right? So generated the most sacks on a quarterback this year. I'm sure we got more sacks than y'all, and like you said, our secondary is a lot better. We got Marlo Humphreys back there, Brandon Stevens. PFF got him rated as one of the top 10 cornerbacks in the league as far as separation, pass breakups, and Kyle Hamilton, just like you spoke on, great safety. So our secondary is better, and I do think our front seven is better too, man.
Is better or equal?
I would say better. Just because of the amount of sacks that we have generated throughout this season.
Okay.
I would say that.
See, Drake,
now y'all on paper should be better than us. Should be.
See, Drake from the base, that Christmas game then gave them some
It did.
Yeah,
I understand that.
Yeah, man.
Come on, see. You know what our record is. You know what our record is against the 49ers, man.
Yeah, that's what I know.
Yeah, Harbaugh owns because he was owning his brother, and then and I want him to take that out on his brother next year when he in San Diego. Now leave us alone now. That's true.
Hey, Steve, check this out. Now I don't have a dog in that race in one of those conversations, right? But I will say this. Two things. One, what I like about San Fran is having Debo in or not really is not that kind of factor. Because what I mean by that is y'all have shown that y'all can play when y'all have stars out. That's one thing about San Francisco. Yeah, you would like to be at full strength, but they've shown they can win without their stars. That's number one. Two, I think that the Ravens, man, they are one of the only teams that can be physical with y'all.
Right.
Because y'all play that bully ball, man. It's like watching the old 80s New York Knicks with Anthony Mason and them cats in there on the football field. I mean, y'all will bully teams around, and Baltimore can handle that. And that's what I think is the difference.
Real quick, to that point, last year, every team that played the 49ers lost the following week.
Right. Right.
Because they physical on both sides of the ball.
Right.
But
Right.
I was hoping you was going to, back me up on that front seven since we got two of your old State boys on each end, Bosa and Chase. I was hoping you was going to give us that love to say
now
on paper, like he said, like Murder is saying on paper, because they got
let me tell you why I said that, Drake, because I told C when they got Chase Young, I said, Chase Young, man, he ain't doing it like that. I told C that to me, because Chase Young to me should be much better than he's shown. He's like one of them guys that has the name. You see one or two good plays, but if you watch him and really watch him play, a lot of times he's getting blown off the ball. A lot of times he's not being effective, man. It's just that simple.
Well, like Washington gave him up. I mean, that's all you need to know.
Right. Like Bosa is doing his thing, but a lot of times Chase Young, to me, he's not showing it, man.
Let's do this. Not for the money. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm back on track, man.
Okay,
welcome,
there we go.
Hey, welcome to the party, man. Welcome to the party. Yeah, we can hear you, man. We going on to this
thanks,
the
man.
last game. No problem. The Bucks and the Lions. Last week, I think, what was it? Me and Gas went with the Bucks. Everybody else went with the Lions. I thought Baker Mayfield was going to do something. Him and Mike Evans. Detroit was at home, man. It's hard to beat Detroit at home, and Mayfield wasn't 100%. But since you back to the party, not for the money, what you think about that game? Bucks, Detroit last week.
Well, I think it was the same old. You always expect Baker Mayfield to do something, but when it's time to do something, it's the same old thing. It's an L. It's the big L. So,
gotcha. What you got to say about that one, D-Web?
Yeah, I echo that, man. I've always thought that he's been overrated. Always. I've always from the gate, man. Even when he won the Heisman, I've always thought he was overrated. But I will say this though, I think he threw for over 300 yards, man, and he may have had I don't think he played that bad in that game, because I think he threw for over 300 yards. I think he had 3 touchdowns, maybe 2 picks. So he played. You know what I'm saying? But I've always thought he was overrated, man. I think they saw in what they thought he could do, and he just never really lived up to that.
Yeah, they had some big drops in that game too. Mike Evans had a couple big drops. You know what I mean?
Right.
He wasn't helping the team out.
Yeah,
so
I think he threw for almost 350. I think it was over 300. I think.
Yeah, interception at the end of the game really hurt him. I think they could have took it down there and tied it up. They was down by a touchdown, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
We were down by a touchdown.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Kurt, what's your thoughts on that one, Kurt?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna echo, man, everything pretty much that D-Web and Not for the Money said. But D-Web, so I do like Baker Mayfield for some odd reason, man. I'm a huge Baker Mayfield fan, right? Like, and what I see from Baker Mayfield is his ability to make every throw on the field, right? He can place that ball. He has a nice arm. But just like you said, he can't get it done, right? Can't get it done. Crazy enough, me and my wife was sitting there watching the game, and after, I believe, Detroit either kicked a field goal or they scored. So they kicked the ball back off to the Bucks. The commercial go on. I tell my wife, I said, hey, man, I like Baker, but he going to go down there and throw an interception. He's going to cost the game. Swear. And like, once it came back on, next play, interception. We just looked at each other and I was like, I told you, but I hurt for him, right? Because like you said, he had a great game.
Yeah, he had a good game.
And it's like, dang, man, he gonna give you one. He gonna give you one. And that one that he give you can be at a critical or crucial time, right? Deciding factor of the game. I did take the Lions. I don't even remember what my score prediction was, but I think I placed them inside that. I think they were giving up 6 or 6.5. So I placed them inside that 6.5.
Your score was 24-17.
24-17.
And they won 31-23. They won by 8. Yeah, so they won by
They
8.
beat the Lions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, Dre from the Bay, what you feel about that game last week?
It's funny because initially I was like, while I was watching the Tampa Bay Eagles game, I was like, man, neither one of these dudes, when these teams can beat Detroit in Detroit. But then as the game went on and I was seeing how Tampa's defense was, I said, Jared Goff can get rattled with the quickness. And so I was thinking that maybe Tampa's defense would harass him into some, bad plays and rushed passes and whatever, and it would keep him in the game. But they hung around a lot longer. He threw for 349, Baker Mayfield. So he was, but he had 2 picks, and those 2 picks were the difference because I don't think Goff threw any. And and like you said, there were some big drops. But it's funny what K Murder said, because I did the exact same thing. I'm sitting here watching it. I said, Baker about to throw one. He about to throw an ill-timed pick, and no sooner than I said it, like 2 plays later, pick. And I'm going, because that's some guys. That's just what they do, and he's just one of those guys. I do hope that Tampa keeps him, and so he can. I'd like to see him get a solid. This is your team. Because he's bounced around a lot, and you can't tell me like Carolina couldn't have used him. He was with them briefly, and so and even Cleveland. But I actually was thinking that Tampa could do it, but I had Detroit winning that game, and so yeah.
Before I move on to the next topic, I just looked at some comments from Mr. Wonderful. He's at work. He's chiming in. He said, "Don't get it twisted. There's only one champion in Texas, and it's the Dallas Cowboys. Don't be hating on America's team. You know what I mean?" But
okay,
that's neither here or there. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna read it because he sent in a comment.
Delusional,
boy.
Hey, delusional.
Yeah, last week. Yeah, you had to be here last week, Mr. Wonderful. Yeah, he's off the chain, man.
Okay.
All right. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
We
got the Chiefs versus the Ravens. The Ravens is favored by 4. Mark Andrews is activated off the injured reserve. I think it's going to be a big game, but as long as the Ravens take care of that ball, I don't see KC even. Nah, I don't even see it going down even close. The Ravens got too much to prove with the Chiefs, but then again, that's a bad man over there wearing that number 15. Kurt Murray, I'm gonna start off with you. This your home game. It's your AFC Championship game. What you think about it?
Man, I like how this shake up right here, man. The team that I feared the whole time in the playoffs, postseason, right, was the Buffalo Bills. I kept telling my little brother, like, man, only team I don't think we can beat right now is Buffalo Bills, right? I think even I felt like we could beat them, but I felt like it was going to be a tough task, right? So I was like, man, I just want to stay away from the Bills. And then who we get? Number 15, right? Kansas City Chiefs. And man, Patrick Mahomes is an unbelievable player. He can scramble back there in that backfield. He can make the unbelievable throw. He can evade the rush. I feel like to be the best, you got to beat the best, right? So Super Bowl champions last year, right? Now they got to come see us, So I feel like Baltimore going. I really don't even feel like it's going to be a close game, to be honest. The firepower that we have on our offense side of the ball and defense, our defense is going to be able to lock down their receivers. Only to me, only two worthy receivers on the field for Kansas City is Rice, Travis Kelce. We're going to put Kyle Hamilton and doggone Travis, right? That's going to cancel out, hopefully. And then Rice, Marlowe, Brandon Stevens. I feel like anybody can run with them, you know. So I like Baltimore 28. I like them 28-10. I like them 28-10.
28-10.
Yeah, and I know that 3.5 line is the trap, right? So usually when you get that 3.5 line like that, you think it's going to be a really close game, like just like the Buffalo Kansas City. I think that was 2.5. They won by 1. I just don't see Kansas City being able to hang in there with Baltimore. And no disrespect to Kansas City and that Patrick Mahomes over there, but I think Lamar's just locked in, right? Boy, he locked in. That's our motto for this year. He locked in, and I don't think he's gonna let the team fail.
Let me give you my score. I didn't give y'all my score. I got a 31-10. 31-10 in the favor of the Ravens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go with them because I don't want. I would love to play Kansas City again. You know what I mean? Redeem myself from 3 years ago. You know what I mean? But I would hear about we didn't beat the best team in the AFC, which is the Baltimore Ravens. You know what I mean? So if you want to beat the man, you gotta beat the man. So that's I'd rather play Baltimore. That's just my feeling on it. D-Web, who you got and what score?
So look, man, I'm gonna push my chair back on this one. That's all right with y'all.
Okay, push back.
Here's the thing, man.
Lamar
Lamar Jackson, all right, is playing, Mr. C. He is playing. Listen, dude, hands down MVP. He's operating in the pocket, man, something serious. This is the best he's ever played. He runs when's necessary. He runs when he has to, but he also evades the rush. He's playing well and he's throwing well. 31-17. And let me give you the 17. I like 31-10. KC gonna score like with about a minute or something left. That's how they're gonna get that 17. It's gonna be one of the games that look closer than it is. Baltimore hands down. That's
so 31-17. Ravens.
31-17, man. I'm telling you, Lamar Jackson is playing. He's hot. You know, he got his bag, and he got something to prove. So
he got that bag. Huh?
Oh yeah, he got the bag, and he negotiated his own bag, dude. He negotiated himself, so he didn't have to pay no fees to get that bag.
Facts.
Dre from the Bay, what's your thoughts on it?
Well, I'd love to be the fly in the ointment, but I can't. I got Ravens 28-17. And that 31. Had you not said it, I would switch to 31. I just think that it's like everybody's been saying. First of all, Lamar, he's different this year. Because he's got receivers besides Andrews. Before all he had was Mark Andrews. Now he's got legit receivers. He's got a running game. We forget that they just picked up Dalvin Cook, which ain't even fair. And he's moving in the pocket. He's throwing the ball when he's not looking to run. But just like the other day, don't get it twisted. If he need to take off, he'll take off. And he's one of those. The thing about him is he doesn't, when he runs, he kind of runs still to look to score. He ain't trying to go down and do all that stuff. But yeah, I just, as much as I respect Mahomes, I just don't think, now Pacheco's a beast too. That boy run hard, but in Baltimore, what's the weather gonna be, K-Murder? Do you know?
Man, I think it's going. So where I'm at here in Pittsburgh, man, it's going to be. It's really nice. I think it's like 40. It's going to be 40s tomorrow or something like that. So the weather shouldn't differ too much. He should have a nice, no rain or anything like that. It should be a perfect weather for him. So but it doesn't matter, man.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean that guy can play in any weather, man.
It doesn't matter. I was just, I got 28-17 Ravens. That's where I'm at.
28-17. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
All right. let's move on to the nightcap. We got the Detroit Lions going to Levi Stadium to play them 49ers.
Yes, sir.
Sit back.
Since Webb laughing, I don't know what's going on. What's the about?
Well, I wanted to know: are we doing upset specials in these picks or not? That's what I want.
Yeah,
to know.
hey, this your pick. It's your
Okay.
pick. Yeah.
So, I ain't got no upset, man. 49 is gonna handle their business, man. But I do think this. Jared Goff plays really, really well when he gets time to throw. Now you may say, well, everybody does that, but no, he plays exceptionally well when he gets time. The difference. He doesn't just dump it off. He'll hit you downfield. You know, he plays really, really well. So that Chase Young, that's my dude. That's my dog. But he need to go to work, man. I'm telling you. They need to put pressure on him, because if they don't, it's going to be an upset, man. But, you know, if I was a betting man, which I can be from time to time, you know, I'm going to go with the San Francisco, man. I don't think they're going to beat them. And the game, score-wise, I don't really think of a score. Let's call it, what you say, K. Murder, last week? 27-24. That's a good score. Let's go with that.
27-24?
Yeah, right. I think it'll be close, but I think you're going to see the difference. Usually in these games, even when they're close, you can see the difference of the teams and who's really better. And so then you have a lot of teams score at the end, and that end score makes it look closer than it really was. So I say 24-27.
All right, Kurt Murder, what you got?
Ooh, man. Sit back, man. Sit back, man. I'm gonna make this one quick for you, man. Upset alert. Upset alert. Yeah, upset alert. You screen that shit. See, upset alert is coming. It's coming, man. Let me tell you why it's coming. Just like D-Web said, and I said that last week too, man. If you don't get the Jared Goff, if you don't put that pressure on him, his receiver core is going to eat that secondary alive. Yep. That a boy, and I don't think Ross St. Brown, I think that's his name. He don't get enough credit, right? Man, the guy is phenomenal. They got the speed guy, Williams over there. Reynolds. Oh man, really, really good receiver. The matchup is going to be Laporta, that tight end play, right? Mm-hmm. If the 49ers can somehow slow Laporta down, which he can line up wide receiver, he lines up on the outside, he lines up in the slot, he lines up everywhere on the field. If they can somehow figure out how to slow him down, they can win that game. For throughout the week, I was battling with this, right? I was like, man, I still think the 49ers is going to pull this one off. Debo, was limited in practice up until Thursday. At least he came back to practice, right? So he was limited, so he should be able to get on the field, maybe a game time decision. That's a team that y'all won't be able to beat without Debo Samuel. If he's not in the lineup, the 49ers will lose. So I say all that to say this. I took the upset alert. If anybody liked the bet, the line is 7, so San Fran is laying 7. I would definitely take Detroit with 7 points because if San Fran win, I don't think they're going to beat them by more than 7. So that would be probably like a safe bet to take. But I see the score being 28-27, Detroit.
Whoa!
Excuse me.
What you got? What you got down there? What you got down there, D-Wad?
Can I raise my hand like you did in grade school? I want to change my pick because see, here's the thing, and let me tell you why. And my brother out there in the Bay just rolled with me all week. I was saying Detroit, but this is what I feel. Fred Warner can cover, but Greenlaw don't. So if they put Laporta on that side, he gonna eat over Greenlaw. If they put him in most, Greenlaw don't cover like Fred Warner does. And I think Laporta's gonna have a good game. And I'm flipping the script. This is the script. I'm flipping it. I'm going with Detroit And I like the score, but I'm going to take the same score, Mr. C. I'm just going to switch it around. 27-24. Detroit.
Well, I can't wait till next week. Well, you know what? We'll see tomorrow anyway. I'll give you a call about that.
It's the access, man. I'm not going on. I'm not a fan, right? I don't have neither one of my teams. It's just looking, man.
All right, well, let me clear something up for you. Debo's clear. He's playing. They said it last night. He's playing, so he's activated. You know what I mean? Without Debo on our offense is totally different. You know what I mean? He makes our offense better. You know what I mean? Because him and CMC can flip positions. Debo in the backfield, CMC wide receiver, drive the defense crazy. You know, vice versa. You know what I mean? We run reverses with Debo. But Dre from the Bay, go ahead, pick it up, man.
Yeah. I'm glad you said Dre from the Bay because I got to borrow from Dr. Dre. Y'all done forgot about Dre. y'all done let a couple of games mess up your memories. What the Detroit Lions are going to get tomorrow is the 49ers that played the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles on the road. Yeah. That's what because see, this is a team, this is their third straight trip to the NFC Championship. Their fourth total. They haven't won. They're like Murder said about the Ravens, 49ers are hungry. And Detroit gonna get everything they can get. Now, we talking about Mr. Goff. Don't compare Jared Goff as that cigar store Indian statue in the pocket to Love. y'all, first of all, you know what his record is against the 49ers? 1-7.
Tell it.
Okay.
The 49ers, remember, he was with the Rams for many years. The 49ers know Jared Goff. And now, his receipt. Now, what y'all are saying is a fact. If they don't get the pressure to him, we in trouble. Because their receivers, St. Brown, Laporta, what's the other cat? And then let's not forget Gibbs.
Yeah.
Gibbs and Montgomery. So that could be a difference maker. But I have chip on the shoulder 40 because I think also a lot of people nationally are giving Detroit love. And I like it when the 49ers play with a chip, because just like when they played Dallas and just like when they played Philly, I like when they come out hard. I have it 34-21 Niners. That 21, 7 of that is garbage time. It's going to be about 34-14 in the fourth quarter. They're going to loosen up and get a garbage touchdown, but I think they're going to put the boots to them. That's what I think. I think they're going to harass Jared Goff, and they're going to, because if they get down early, that's going, are they going, and I think coaching wise, 49ers have an advantage. Now, your boy Glenn, Anthony, is it Anthony Lynn? Who's their defensive coordinator? Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn's nice. But they head coach, Mr. Rah-Rah, Mr. Bite the Kneecaps, calves, whatever he talked about, that he gonna get out coached by
Quinn.
He gonna get out coached by Shanahan. And so that's what I got. 34-21 Niners. With 7 of that coming garbage time. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, let me pick it back over there. I got 28-13. Let me say that. I figure if we can get off to an early start, defense gonna bring that heat. Boza, Young, have Goff back there. You can't run the ball once you get down. You gotta get back in the game. If we get that ball first, we go on the field and score. We're gonna set the tone. Defense gonna be on that field. I don't even think it's gonna be close, man, until the fourth quarter. I don't think they're gonna score till they might get a field goal in the first half, then get the 10 points in the second half. But I think we should have a command lead. I'm saying 28-13. I really want to say 35-13, but I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna put some respect on their name because they got what? There was number 2 or 3. Dallas was 2.
Yeah, 3, but they they technically should have been 2 because they got robbed in Dallas.
Yeah,
on
That's
on that
oh
play.
man,
You know,
Yeah.
they should have been.
Jesus.
They should have been the 2 because they would have. They'd have one more victory and they would have beat Dallas. You know, and that they got robbed on that. I don't know. You know, that official. I think he did get banned from the playoffs or whatever.
Playoffs,
Yeah,
yep.
because that was bad. Yeah. So
we got 2 upset picks on this one.
Yeah, we do.
We'll revisit that. Don't worry about that. Super Bowl picks from
murder.
last. Let me see. We had Super Bowl picks. Just to let y'all know, Kurt had the Ravens over the 49ers 28-20. You sticking with that, Kurt?
Yes, sir. That line
All right.
ain't moving.
What's your Super Bowl prediction?
I think it's going to be. I'm gonna go a little closer there. I'm gonna go 28-24.
Well, see, let me double back on that, right? So if I'm taking, because I picked the upset this week, right? So it's gonna be Detroit. Right. It's gonna be Detroit Ravens, right? Or do you want me to just stick with my Super Bowl prediction? Or
yeah, your prediction already. Yeah, you already said.
I bet. Yeah, so I'm stuck with that. I'm stuck with that 28-20 then.
What you say yours was?
I'm saying 28-24. We talking about Ravens over the 49ers? Is that what you're saying? Because
no. You already picked Detroit, so you got the Ravens over Detroit.
Oh, okay, yeah, bet. Oh, yeah. I told you I'm going Baltimore from the gate. It don't matter.
So you got Baltimore 28-24.
Yeah, well, no. It's gonna be they'll beat them better than that. Let's go 28, 28-21. Let's do that.
Dre from the Bay.
Do I go with my head or do I go with my heart? Well, both of them. I'm still going Niners 27-21 over the Ravens.
27-21.
Yeah.
And my score from that game, I had the Niners 27-24. That was my score last week that I had predicted last week. 27-24, Niners over the Ravens. So put that down. Now, let's get into something a little different here. D-Web brought this to my attention. Overrated players, coaches, or teams, however you want to do it. I'm going to pass the mic to D-Web because I think he got a lot to say. You know, man.
Yeah. So, first of all, we need to come up with some name for this thing. Because I came up with Letdown Ledger. We got to come up with some kind of name for this thing, man.
Ray Finkles.
The overhyped room. Who?
Ray Finkles.
That I love it. We got to come up with some kind of something, man. But here are 3 top overrated players to me. Now I just chose this season. We can go how we do it, but Dak is one. Aaron Rodgers is one, and Josh Allen. They to me are the overrated. Now, overrated to me and Mr. C was talking. What I'm saying about overrated is they want us to just think they're that good.
Hey, wait, hold that thought for 1 second. Let me let Kurt jump in because he's gonna log off in 8 minutes.
That'll work.
So we let him go, then we can finish up. I ain't mean to cut you off, man. Apologize for that.
Good.
Kurt, what you got, my man? Kurt Murder.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate the floor, Web, man. I appreciate that, yo.
Yeah, man.
Hey, so I'm glad you said that, man. I'm glad you said one of my names out there, right? Yeah. So one of my names overall, overrated player. So I'm sticking it with football, right? Is Mr. Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Discount Double Check. I gotta go with him. I gotta put him in that Ray Finkles category, right? That's what we're gonna call him, the Ray Finkles.
Right.
And this is why I want to take Aaron Rodgers, even though he's what we call one of the GOATs in the game, right? he's looked at as one of the best throwers of football. Not going to take that away from him. That has nothing to do with his achievements, his statistical achievements throughout the run of the playoffs, right? So look, watch this. Aaron Rodgers played 15 years for Green Bay. 15, right? 4 MVP awards, 1 Super Bowl ring, right? And went to the playoffs 11 out of 15 seasons in Green Bay, right? Went to 5 NFC championship games, right? Now, he's 1-4
Yes.
in the NFC championship game.
Yes.
1-4. He got 1 win, made it to the Super Bowl 1, which that score was 31-25 against the Steelers, right? Excellent game. He played that game was really good. All right, now here we go with my boy Mr. Aaron Rodgers. So I had to jot down some stats for him. So 2014 NFC Championship game, right, against the Seattle Seahawks. Score was 28, Green Bay 22 in overtime, right? At the half, Green Bay was up 16-0. Right? Freaking 19-7 within just 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Here go what Aaron Rodgers do throughout the game. 3 interceptions, 1 touchdown, quarterback rating 55.8. 55.8. Right? 3 interceptions, 1 touchdown. 2020 NFC Championship game against Tampa Bay. Scored 31, Green Bay 26. Aaron Rodgers, another slow start. 28-10 by the half, right? They pull in within the two minutes. He pulls in the 1 score, right, with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now he's on an 8-yard line, right? Had the opportunity to run the ball in. Instead of running the ball in, big arm Aaron, right? Here he come, throw the ball in double coverage to third down. End up squandering that, kicking a field goal. Once they kicked the field goal, never got the ball back. All right, so 31-23. All right, that game, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, quarterback rating 101.6. By far his best game ever in the postseason. 2011-2012 divisional playoff round with the New York Giants, 37-20. Giants 37, Green Bay 20. All right. This season, Green Bay was 15-1 that season. 15-1. Number 1 seed. Goes in there. Aaron Rodgers throws 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, quarterback rating 78.5. And gets outplayed by Eli Manning, which for some odd reason, Eli Manning outplays everybody in the playoffs. Playoffs and Super Bowl. Eli is not the one to mess with, right?
Yeah.
So 2021 divisional playoffs round, 49ers. He get y'all Niners. He get y'all. I'm sure y'all know how this fares out. 13 Niners, Green Bay 10. He throws 0 touchdowns, 0 interception, and by far one of his worst games. Didn't even have a touchdown, interception, or anything. 2016 NFC game against Atlanta Falcons. 44, Green Bay 21. Atlanta led 24-0 at the half. He had 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Quarterback rating was 65.6. All right. 2019 NFC Championship game against the Niners again. 37, Green Bay 20. He had 2 turnovers, quarterback rating 52.4. He only threw for 65 yards. 65 yards? Come on, man. Aaron, you better than that.
Defense. That was that Niner defense too. Yeah.
But 65 yards, man, you are better than that, Aaron. All right. Then we got last year, January 8th, 2023. Packers was on the road. They had to play to get into the playoffs, right? Red hot Lions come into Lambeau Field in January, the place where Aaron Rodgers is supposed to be the monster, right? And they get walked up out of there by the Lions. Now, what do you think his quarterback rating was for that game? I could tell you. His quarterback rating was 2.8.
What?
He had a 2.8 quarterback rating in that game. He had one of the worst quarterback. I couldn't find the stats. I was trying to dig all the stats up to see what his stats was, yards and everything. Wow. And I was like, man, like that's the game that I needed to find. But his quarterback rating was 2.8. One of the worst quarterback ratings in the history as a starter as any quarterback to ever play the game.
Usually get 10 points just for dressing and walking out there, right?
Right.
I have never heard a single digit rating.
Facts. But you know, I look at him as just overrated because to me he's just a great regular season quarterback, right? Like the same thing that they said about Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning used to get his head beaten until he won those 2 championships, right? Aaron got one, but everybody looks at him as the GOAT. They put him in that category, but nothing but failed attempts when you make it to the playoffs. Like you fail 90% of the time. Then I had to link him with Mike McCarthy, right? Like Mike played there 15 years as a head coach. Hold on one second, gentlemen. So 15 years as a head coach, Green Bay, played for Green Bay, coached for Green Bay 2006 to 2018. Then of course from 2020 to the present time with Dallas, right? So Mike McCarthy record is 130 wins, 88 losses, 2 ties, right? That's 0.596, a little bit over 500, right? Playoff record, 10-8, right? 0.556, a little bit over 500. One championship ring in 15 years. Freaking Lambeau Field playoff record, he's 4-3, but he has a 1-3 record in the playoffs, right? And not to mention that anytime with Dallas went to the playoffs, 3 times and got exited out all 3 times? Like, overrated coach, man. Definitely overrated coach. But that's my spiel right there, gentlemen. What y'all think?
2 of those exits was by the 49ers.
2 of those exits were definitely by the 49ers. Y'all take them out over there.
Appreciate that, Kurt Murder. You got Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy. D Webb, what's up, man? Back to what you were saying, man. Apologize for that. D Webb, you there?
I think he froze a little bit.
All right, we'll come back to D Webb. Dre, what you got?
I'm about to ruffle some feathers right now.
Uh-oh.
Because I'm taking on now. This is in the context of being overrated, meaning whatever they rate you at, are you that? I am saying that Thomas Brady is overrated as the GOAT. And I'll tell you,
Tom Brady?
Yes.
Oh,
in the context of being considered the GOAT, because I'm saying, and I'm not saying he's not up there as one of the great quarterbacks. I'm saying this whole no-brainer. He's been to 10 Super Bowls. He's the GOAT. That's where I'm calling that aspect of it overrated. And here's why. Yes, he's been to 10 Super Bowls. His QBR, his passer rating is 97.7. Now, fine. It's decent. 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Now, the person who I feel is the GOAT doesn't have the same volume of Super Bowls, but his name is Joseph Montana. His Super Bowl QB rating is 127.8. 11 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Come back, Joe.
And so when you look at that and you say, okay, but here's where I really throw the flag on Tom Brady. Because everybody's saying, okay, he's been to 10 Super Bowls, he's won 7. But let's dig a little deeper in the Super Bowls. The first one he won 2017, field goal. Kicker kicked it at the last part of the game. The second one, 2004, 32-29, another field goal game. The third one, 2005, the Eagles, 24-21, another field goal game. And then this is where it gets interesting. You lost back-to-back Super Bowls to the Giants in 2008, 2012. So now you lost back-to-back. You won the next two Super Bowls in 2015 and 2017 on two of the worst coaching jobs in the history of the Super Bowl. You beat Seattle because Julio didn't hand the ball to beast mode on the 1 yard line and said, I'm going to throw a pass with a 5'9" quarterback.
Right.
You won that one off that. Then you beat Atlanta because instead of running the ball 3 times, kicking a field goal and going to pick up their Lombardi, they going to put Matt Statue Ryan in the pocket to take a sack, take him out of field goal range. Now they got to punt the ball. So if you take away those two horrible, which universally everybody calls two of the worst coaching jobs in the history of the Super Bowl, they now lose 4 straight Super Bowls.
Uh-huh.
Right.
And now instead of 7-3, he's 5-5.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And now are you looking at it differently? I mean, because Jim Kelly lost 4 straight Super Bowls too. You know what I mean? And so I'm just saying, I'm talking about from GOAT status. I just don't think it's this slam dunk because he went to 10 Super Bowls that he's the GOAT. I'm not saying that he's still top 3, you know, but my whole thing when I say overrated, it's based upon what he's being rated at. He's being rated as the greatest quarterback that ever played, and I throw the flag. I think he's one of them, but it's not a slam dunk, and that's all I'm saying. I have some other numbers, but I'm not even gonna get into all that in essence of time. But I just thought I'd ruffle some feathers and step on a goat's tail just with that, and that's where I'm at. I have a quick question since Webb is back. Are you from Ohio, brother?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I went to Central State.
Okay, good man.
Yeah, so I got a lot of. What part are you from?
I'm from Dayton.
Oh, well, I have a good friend of mine live in Dayton. I grew up with in California. He stayed back there. I'm actually in Atlanta now. That's how I know this brother up on the up. But but yeah, I went to Central. So in the 80s. So cool. I was just wondering.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, y'all see the chats at the bottom. Mr. Wonderful. Yeah, he commented. He said Tom Brady overrated also. Kurt, he's on it too. You know what I mean? So the chats are coming in. What you got, Webb?
Maybe I didn't go too far off the reservation. Your turn, Webb.
Hold on, Webb. Let me say one more thing. Mr. Wonderful said something that when he come on the show next week, we're gonna have to discuss.
Oh yeah.
He said Magic Johnson is the most overrated basketball player in NBA history. We're gonna have to
definitely discuss that. We're gonna have to discuss that.
I tell you what. I can't say most overrated in NBA history, but there's a lot of factors. Magic wasn't playing against guards that were 6'5". He was playing against guys that were 6'1", 6'2". So Magic now he can't help that. You know, that's where he grew up. That's the era. But yeah, Magic ain't like that to me. Like the whole case about LeBron being this, you know, LeBron better than a whole bunch of them cats. But that's a whole nother beat. But I ain't mad at him for that.
Okay. You got the floor. You got the floor, D-Webb. I know you got your list ready.
Well, ready. And here's what's funny. I want to say is about what Murder said. Not only about Aaron Rodgers, but and I got some little notes right here. He got 3 games. Is it 3? Yeah, he got 3 games when he has at least 2 interceptions in those divisional championships. So that means that when the lights is bright, he's not playing well. And I'm gonna tell y'all this, like I always say, win or lose, you gotta play well, man. That's what it's about. So if you lose and you play well, I can deal with that. But you lose and you playing poorly, nah, man. And also what my brother from the Bay said, not only is well, first of all, the Atlanta game, I blame Shanahan for that because he already had his new job, so he was out of it. He was doing his victory lap. He was ready to take a new job, so I blame him for that. You know, so let's put that on the record. I blame that.
He got to take that. He got to wear that one.
Yeah, man. He had his victory lap. But I think you were talking about Tom Brady in terms of that. Yeah, man. He one thing I will say that's good about him that people overlook is Brady did all that without good receivers, man. That's why I think he's better than a lot of people think. Brady ain't never really had great receivers, and the one year that he had one when he had Randy Moss, they set the record for touchdown. You know what I'm saying? So Brady has had what's those little short slot guys, the white cats? I can't even, Wes Welker,
and
yeah, them guys are not really that good. He made them good by his understanding of the game plan that they did with the slot. He made that position like that. That's why when those guys left, they didn't do anything else. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I think one dude back in the day was named Wayne Corbett. They was all those guys. Some of y'all remember that. You know, yeah, they was all those cats. They were good in that slot. But you know, it's almost like an old school West Coast offense in a bit. So I think Tom Brady is a little bit better, but I will say that one thing that people don't say, he benefit from being under the same system for all those years. You know what I'm saying? You under the same thing. You look at like some of these newer guys, man, even like Justin Fields. Justin Fields grade be under the 3rd coach in 4 years. And then everybody's saying he weak, but it's like, look what he's dealing with. But you know, so for that's why I'm cool with Tom Brady. But like Aaron Rodgers was my dude, man. That's who I just think is just, you know, he's just very, very overrated. Yeah.
I agree with both with that also with Rodgers.
And I was gonna say Josh Allen, but I'm just gonna let him rest, man, because he need to rest. We'll catch him next week, man. Because Josh Allen is trash, man, and I'm ready to go that way.
I'm with you with Josh Allen. I think but they put him. I don't like when they mention people in the same breath with certain people. Absolutely. And they kind of put him in they'll go, oh, Mahomes and this and Burrow. And no. Because
Josh Allen is 5-5 in the playoffs.
Because think about it. He tried to give up. He fumbled that last week. That dude from Kansas City tried to scoop and run instead of just falling on the ball, and it allowed because that would have ended the game right there. Because he laid it on the carpet, and the dude from Kansas City tried to scoop it and run and bobbled it, and Buffalo recovered it back. But yeah,
that's all I got, Mr. C.
Gotcha.
All right, you know, I was gonna say a team, but we ain't got enough time for me to talk about the Cowgirls like that, so I'm gonna leave that one alone. So my overrated player is Jim Druckenmiller. Jim Druckenmiller. We drafted him in '97 to be the successor to Steve Young, our first round pick, number 26. He played 2 years for us. 2 years. 97 to 98. Career stats: 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions, 239 yards passing, passer rating of 29.2. 99, he went to the Dolphins. 2001, he went to the XFL. He played with the Los Angeles Avengers and the Memphis. He played for 2 teams in the XFL in 2001. He made.
Avengers.
He was on a practice team in 2003 with the Colts, but never made it to the season. Come out of Virginia Tech, he was height 6'5", 6'6", perfect everything for a quarterback. Dude did not pan out. That's my play. I can't stand Jim Druckenmiller. He started that 49ers downfall right there because we did our job, keep a quarterback in the farm, but nah, he hurt my feelings on it. Dre from the Bay, I know you know more about it too.
What's funny is I heard his name uttered in 20 years.
Yeah.
The fact that you broke Jim Druckenmiller out the woodwork, that's a good because but you know he was one of them dudes. He was like 6'4", 6'5", 230. He was a big dude, cannon arm. But but you know how some people you can see from the gate that they're gonna be garbage. Jim Druckenmiller from the gate, you could tell there was never a point where you said, you know, this guy could, because you know, like I'm still a little salty over Trey Lance just because I just didn't feel like he got a full shot. You know, how you gonna pass judgment on a guy off basically less than a season because he really did. He only played a few games, but there was glimpses with him that, you know, with the proper seasoning and that he could maybe do something. Jim Druckenmiller.
You said it right the first time. He don't even pronounce it right. He don't even deserve
it. He never looked like, oh, he's gonna be the guy, and so that was a good one. That was a good one, and it brought back memories. Don't make my mind think back on something like that again, man. That dude was whew.
You remember Bill Walsh? Bill Walsh
Yeah.
was the GM, and he questioned his football skills when he was at camp.
Wow.
You know, if Bill Walsh questioning your football skills, it's something you're not good, man.
Yeah.
He got that eye, man. But gents, I appreciate the love. Y'all coming out to the open pit.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna do this again next week. Same time, same back channel.
Bengals.
And we're gonna see about these Super Bowl picks.
Yeah.
Like,
Upset picks with Detroit.
yeah,
Upset.
well,
Make sure we come back for that next week.
Well, you let murder talk you to flip your pick, man.
No. See what it was, and I know we ready to go. Like I said, all week I was thinking that.
Yeah.
And then I said no because but then once he said that about Laporta, because I just don't Greenlaw don't cover like Fred Warner does. Fred Warner can cover linebackers like that. He may be a little fast, I don't know. Greenlaw just hit and tackle. So I think Laporta's gonna be it. And if he is, Goff can hit it because Goff likes to throw to his tight end. That's what he did with the Rams.
Yeah.
Wait, let me ask you this.
Yes,
Since
sir.
you're going to the upset pick, go ahead and put something on that. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure, man. You know what I mean?
I mean, we got company. We online. You know.
We got somebody we're talking about facts.
Yeah. We got company, and man, you called me, man. You know.
We conversate.
I just asked Murder what's the line because he told me he mentioned the line.
I think it's 7.
We 7. We paid by 7. Yeah.
You get a line, man. We can have a discussion.
We covering that 7.
51.5.
I tell you what. If we take it and we cover, you got to wear this next week. We can do that.
Webb, are you down here? Are you in Atlanta, Eric?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. But we'll talk.
Whoa. You said I got to wear that Bengals sweatshirt?
Yeah, you wear this.
Okay. All right. So, and I'll pick out a jersey and hat for you to put on next week then.
I don't like y'all's colors, man.
Well, hey, look good on your skin, man.
You got one of them on there. You know, it's
exactly.
a little brighter. You know,
no, this is called crimson. This is crimson.
I thought it was scarlet.
Scarlet, my bad.
Well, that's the Niners.
Scarlet.
Niners are scarlet and gold.
Scarlet. See, Scarlet.
Yeah, all I know is this. I can't have Detroit win because I know too many people from Detroit, and they're gonna be. I'm gonna have to shut down my Facebook account for a week because they was already last week. We going to the Super Bowl. I'm like, excuse me, don't y'all got another game to play? Y'all is way out there, but they, I'll say this: if they do win, I would be happy for the city of Detroit, because that would be good for them. Right. Only problem is it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. It's things. You know what they say, when things get real, it's about to get real for them tomorrow, because everybody is thinking, everybody done forgot the whole season the 49ers played, and they focusing on
last week's game.
They focusing on
Baltimore game
and a game in the rain last week. And they're forgetting how they put boots to every other team they played that was considered good. And that's except what?
No, I'm raising my hand like I got to do an elementary.
Okay,
school.
Go ahead, sir.
No, you keep going, but I'm saying.
No, I'm just saying that's all.
49er people, man. What is this the kind of?
Well, your boy left. Your boy left.
Hey man, look, we can get your application. We can get you in there. You just got
we taking resumes.
We're about for you. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna be a hard change for you with the color wise. You know what I mean?
I don't like y'all colors, man. I told you.
Oh man,
the helmet. I don't like the helmets either.
What's funny is that's the only red I have is the only thing I own with red is 49ers.
Same here.
I'll send something y'all way here soon, man. I'll send you something, man. I'm gonna get you a hat or something. Got that? I'm gonna get you a hat got that O on it, man. Come on,
we was in Columbus for Thanksgiving because my future son-in-law is from Columbus, so he.
All right.
So I and like I said, I went to Central, so I have love for Old State, but we shall see tomorrow. So hopefully, me and my brother Masibo, we in good spirits next weekend, hopefully.
Yes, sir. We're in a group chat, so we're gonna chat it up. You know what I
mean? Thanks for the invite, my brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Much love. You know, man. I appreciate it, man. I enjoyed this.
Week. And this y'all be safe out there. Be blessed.
You too, brother.
All right, have a good one now.
All right, brother.
Open Pit, signing off.
Open Pit.